Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter, and thank you for joining the conversation. I felt led to get into what a life looks like when we're living in alignment. And to get into that, I wanted to discuss the dichotomy of what it looks like to live first in unalignment or disalignment or not aligned. And what inspired me to actually lead a conversation on this today is just, conversations I had with friends over the weekend. And I just thought, okay, this is important for us to kind of show the flow and the ease and the brilliance and the beauty. And although not always comfortable when you're living aligned, because we're always growing, we're always living on that edge, but finding beauty in the discomfort and understanding that that's where all the field of possibilities live. And just trusting, that uncertainty, but really what life looks like when you're completely aligned, how glorious it is. And for us to decide today, are we living in alignment? Are we living in balance, in flow, in ease? Or are we still living in a bit of resistance? And that's okay. All we're doing here is to encourage each other on how to get into that flow, that alignment with our highest self. Because once you're there, you are on a flying disc and your life becomes unrecognizable even to you. I'm living proof. So we're going to get into it. As I said, I spent the weekend just in conversation with some friends, and I'm going to share the experience of a dear girlfriend of mine whom I love dearly. She is the sweetest soul. She's just a rainbow of love, and she understands the truth. Unfortunately, understanding the truth is very different from living that truth. When you're in her presence, she's just so beautiful, always speaking encouragement into your life, speaking how it is to live free and how it is to live your truth, to show up as who you are. The challenge is when we're only speaking our truth and speaking about freedom, but yet not ready or not physically doing the work to actually live in all that we're speaking, then really what it is a mantra. Your words are a mantra, and that's great. The beautiful thing is that as you're speaking, these beautiful words of living free and being you and following the love, life, the universe, God now says, welcome. Welcome to the next level. You are ready to step into that truth that you speak about every day, day in and day out. Those words that you have spoken to yourself and spoken to others have served you well. It is time to now ascend to that truth that you speak. It is time for you to now live free, to show up completely as yourself, to step in to, or on that edge rather, which is quite uncomfortable, but you are totally supported. The discomfort is really just an illusion because you are completely safe. That is the truth. But this friend, like many of us, certainly like me, just remain on safely away from the edge, not ready to actually step in fully into everything we speak, into everything she speaks. So my friend, God bless her soul, speaks all the great things, but has yet to live all the great things. So the truth is, when we're speaking these beautiful words over our life and over our friendships, but not yet ready to live it, really walk the talk, then those words are exactly what they are, mantras. And not until you actually live what you're speaking will you actually live in alignment with your true self. So let's call it what it is, misalignment. If you are not living according to your highest self, your soul, God, whatever you call it, and that means stepping into the areas that your soul is calling for you to step into. And that could look like anything. It could look like leaving the job that you have that you know is misaligned. You feel it. You feel it deep inside you, right? Like we know when the job no longer serves us. We know when it's time to go. But when we remain comfortable, that's when we know we are veering out of alignment, because alignment is saying it's time to go. You're destined for better. It's time to pack up, and hit the road. But oftentimes we want to see what's on the other side. We want that quote unquote illusionary security blanket. Like, okay, I'll leave this job, but I got to know, where's the other job? Where's the money going to come from? I got to know. I got to see it, right? Well, seeing, if you got to see it, then where's our faith? Because God doesn't work like that. Like you have to step out in blind faith sometimes. Sometimes he'll grant you another job replacement immediately so you can comfortably go from one step to the next. But oftentimes to step into our highest achievements, we got to take a leap of faith. We got to jump before we see it. God will reward when we're leaping in blind faith only because we hear our soul telling us it's time to go, because we feel the misalignment that's happening when we're keeping these jobs. Also, misalignment, well, you'll be able to see it in friendships that no longer serve us. But again, sometimes, oftentimes, most times, we cling on because of the history there. Oh, I've had that friend for 20 years. So then we're just clinging onto it when you know deep inside you feel that tug. You feel that it's not serving you. You feel the energy drain when you hang out. It's time to go. It is misaligned. Maybe it looks like the addictions we have. Hands down, if there's any addictions, right? And whether that addictions will look like drinking addictions, alcohol addictions, drugs addictions, addictions to food, sugar addictions, that's an addiction. Addicted to the 9 to 5 that doesn't serve you, the friends that doesn't serve you, we've already discussed. These are all addictions. Anything that we are attached to that we know is not serving us, or anything, we should have no attachments to anything, period. We should be willing to let go of anything at a moment's notice. Soon as we feel in our spirit it has become misaligned, whatever once may seem healthy, and then all of a sudden there's a discord within us, misaligned. You have grown beyond the thing. Congratulations. It's time to let the thing that once served you go and go on to the next level. The problem is we try to keep everything that felt good at one point, but we know it doesn't feel good now. We try to keep it, hoping that it will return to whatever, the feeling that once we felt served us. Or we're trying to hold on to things that we're just hoping. We see the possibility in the relationships. We see the possibility in the jobs. And we just know if the job can get right, if they could just give me an increase, if I can just get that promotion, then it will be right. No, if you are feeling disharmony, a disconnect in your soul regarding whatever it is, and you are being nudged to let it go, then believe what you're feeling. It is time to let it go. Everything that you want, that you think you want, when you're talking about, I want peace in the job, or I want, the money will bring the peace and then I'll be happy. Then what you're really looking for, that peace, that fulfillment, will happen when you let go of everything your soul is asking you to let go of. There is no other way. We are only spinning our wheels when we remain attached to these things that are misaligned. And here's what it looks like when you're living in misalignment, right? So if you take all those things, the job that you should let go of, the friendships that you should release, they're no longer serving you, the relationship that maybe is beating you up, and I'm speaking romantic, right? That's no longer serving you, brings you down. All it is a reflection of what's going on within us. Misalignment, disharmony, dis-ease, fear, not loving ourselves enough. When you are misaligned at the core, misaligned, disconnected from your source, life is painful. And those of us that are living in disharmony don't even realize it because you've lived in it for so long. So going back to my girlfriend, because I got a little off topic there, or not really, it all is leading somewhere. But speaking of my sweet girlfriend, has found herself in a relationship who does not serve her. She's still holding on because she's still hoping this dude would change. God bless her. Everybody can see the worth in her and what she deserves, what God wants for her, except for her. Everywhere she goes in the world, she's actually met with the same type of toxic relationships. So whether she's here in the States or abroad in another country, the energy she has put out because of the misalignment and the lack of self-love that she's giving herself is a reflection everywhere in the world. She is attracting the same type of toxic friendships that she has here in the States. She attracts them abroad. And for me personally, I'm like, wow, it's actually a little encouraging to me because I see that no matter where, and I already know this is true, but no matter where we go in the world, we're not going to escape what's going on in our head. If we're refusing to do the work to align with our highest soul, our soul rather, our highest source, to align with God, to align with our highest self, then no matter where we go, we are going to attract the same thing. Toxic relationships if we're misaligned. Painful situations if we're misaligned. You know, this friend, it seems like when I'm, on the outside and I'm looking on her life, everything that she strives for, it's almost like life says, you're trying to go for this great thing. Okay, well, just because you're trying to go for it, I'm going to knock you 2 steps down. Like that is the dis-ease that she has built up in her life. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But why is that? That is because you have built up all this disharmony in your life. So then life, all they know is you love disharmony. You have built up disharmony. You want disharmony. It's impartial. It's like it's like you're only communicating who you are and the experiences you want to have by how you show up in life. If you show up in life confident, loving yourself, knowing who you are, you've done the work to heal those wounds. You're only moving in the circles that are serving your highest purpose. You're only accepting positions and accepting friendships and accepting connections and accepting clients based on what you know you're worth, based on what's aligned with your highest self. You're only engaging with people that are meeting you at your level. You're no longer dealing with anyone who's no longer doing the internal work for themselves. When you're showing up from that powerful standpoint, then life meets you right there. Life knows I can only now bring this caliber person to this life, to this being, to this soul. I can no longer bring this type of client. I can only now bring this type of experience because those are the only experiences you have accepted. If once we start accepting lower level energies and friendships and experiences and toxic relationships and addictions into our life, then life gives you more of the same life. And what does it look like when you're living that type of life? It's painful. So then life gives you more that produces that level of pain. So going back, it's like she takes 1 step forward thinking, okay, now I'm going to do something grand. And life just knocks it off and pushes her back 2 more steps because all it knows is you love pain. You love struggle. You like to work harder than it needs to be. So we're going to play the game with you. You want to work harder? Great. We'll knock you down 4 more steps so that you can continue to work harder. So life can be a struggle to achieve your dreams. And what it looks like just to narrow it in a little bit more is, for instance, when she's getting ready for like a big celebration and it looks like it's going to be a glorious night, it never goes according to plan. It always goes more painful. It's like what should have been a celebratory night turns out to be this big, drastic drama. Now, not only were you able to celebrate all that you had hoped you could, now you were met with devastation and you didn't even receive rest to be able to even enjoy the night that you had thought you'd be able to celebrate. Like that's just an example of how life beats you up when you're living in disharmony. Everything is a struggle because you are living in disharmony. You are living out of alignment. So it is going to be a fight. It is a much easier way to live when you're just aligned with your source. Now, getting there does take work. But really, what is the work? The work is only going where your soul is guiding you. So is that really work? The work is in trusting. If you're being led down a dark path that seems uncertain, but you know you're hearing the call to go down that dark path, then just follow it. You're safe because you're being divinely guided. It looks scary, but it's only setting you up for everything that you are intending to go after. Fear is an illusion. Yeah, it looks dark, it looks scary, it looks uncertain, but really it's not, because you are divinely protected. You are divinely guided. If God is saying, go down this dark alley, then who be against you? Go down the dark alley. You've heard it. You've heard it in your spirit. Go. It's going to open up to something bright and grand and something that just serves you beyond what you can ever imagine. But the work is in the trusting to go down the dark alley. That is really all it takes. That is the work. What it looks like to live a life in harmony or in alignment is this. You wake up in the morning and you just intend to have a beautiful day. You just intend to be met with the most beautiful people. You just intend that you're going to have energy for the day and you're going to find treasures along the road of your day. And then it happens with ease. Oftentimes, I'll wake up and then I'll say, ooh, I got a lot on my plate today. But I just know, because of all the work that I've done to just follow my soul, to just follow God where He's guiding, I just know it looks like on paper I'm going to have a long day and I'm going to be exhausted by the end of the day. But I just know it's going to be beautiful because I just know I'm in alignment with Source. And Source says when you're in alignment with us, it is effortless. It is ease. You are being filled at every moment with peace and with energy. Great things, opportunities, things that you're looking for are just going to flow to you. You're not even going to have to look. They're going to be chasing you because you have found yourself in alignment. You only go consistently where God leads you to go. You only keep friends that are feeding you energy, that are filling your cup. You're only keeping friends that are doing the internal work that you're doing. You are selective with your clients. You're not just taking on anybody. You are selected with the different invitations that you accept. You are deciding in the moment before you take those invitations, God, who would you have me to spend time with today? God, who do you need me to meet? And if God says, I know you were invited to 3 events, I say you ditch the 2 and only go to this one, then you just follow God and you only go to the one. You're no longer thinking about, oh, well, I've said I would go to the 3, or I feel like I'm invited, I should go to the 3, or I have nothing else to do, so I'll just go to the 3. No, God said only go to the one, and then you just go to the one. So that is what it feels like to begin to live a life of alignment. You are aligning yourself with your source, with your soul, with God. From that point, life is easy because understand life is meant to support you. It's meant to guide you to everything you want. Will you let it and stop resisting? Get out of your own way. What it means to get out of your own way is you wake up and you have a to-do list of 20 things and you think that you're in control. And you're right. You can be in control. And you can say, no matter what, I'm going to finish these 20 things on my list and that's it. Or There's a better way. Getting out of your own way means I have 20 things on my list. God, you show me what to do on this list. And 9 times out of 10, it is not 20 things. It is like a couple things on that list. And as you go and you just say, I don't care what looked important to me. If God is saying what's important really is 3 things and not 20, I'm just going to do those 3 things. What you're going to find is you're going to go further. You are going to be replenished with energy. You are going to achieve more in less time because you are only going and keeping the appointments that God has guided you to keep. That is what it means to be in alignment with your soul. Your soul leads the way. You are no longer in control. You are releasing control to divine organization. And when you do that, you will just find yourself on a journey where it seems like you're floating, where it seems like everything that you have even woke up and thought of has presented itself to you. I went on a recent hunt for an item. It was gluten-free bread. It was a specific type of bread. And if you don't know, it's hard to find gluten-free anything, specifically like a specialty bread. And I just know because I've built up, just my mindset and my strength. And I just know the power of my intention because I've done the work. And I know if I just set out, if I just intend to find this difficult thing, I will find it. And sure enough, I Googled where this specialty bread was. And I said, see, I found it. It's close, right? It's close. It's not hard to get there. It's not a struggle. But here was the beautiful thing. Like once I got there to get the specialty bread, I was met with more. I was met with not only that type of bread, but abundance of different breads, baguettes, different French breads that you wouldn't even have imagined that were available, in this gluten-free option that is always scarce everywhere in town. But now I've tapped into this abundance of like possibilities and options. But that may seem little, but that's what happens all the time. It's like you give your attention when you're in alignment to one thing, and God, the universe, your highest self says, oh, she wants this one thing. Let's produce more options. Why? Because she's abundant, because she's living in abundance. So I know you came looking for this one specialty item, but there's an abundance of options for you. We're here to serve you. That's what happens when you're in alignment. You find more than you've ever set out to. Every time. You'll find more clients that you've ever set out to because, again, you're living in alignment. You're living of ease. You're magnetizing. Your energy is drawing in just so many great things at every turn. You're drawing in peace. You're drawing in money. You're drawing in aligned friends. Sometimes I wake up and I just think one thought, and I just think like, oh, it'd be nice to have that. Just nothing that I really set any energy to achieve it. I'll just say, just wish that would be nice to have that today. And before I know it, that one thing that I just intended is in front of me. It's at my feet. Why does that happen? Because you are aligned with your soul. It is the energy that becomes even more magnetized, even more powerful, even more magnetic when you are in a state of flow. When you are in a state of resistance, disease, misalignment, what you're basically telling God, the universe, your highest self is, I like pain. I like struggle. I like things to come to me difficultly. I like to work hard, you know, to achieve things. And don't get it twisted. I mean, we work hard, but when we work hard, it fills our energy versus if when you're misaligned, you work hard and you're just spinning your wheels. It's just taking energy. There is a very different. You can either work hard in alignment and be filled with energy and achievement and fulfillment and peace, or you can work hard being misaligned. You won't be achieving much. You will be drained. You will be beat to hell. And most of the things that you want to achieve will continue to slip away. You will need to work even more harder for those things. It's just an energy thing. It's just what you put out, how you're showing up for yourself, for others. How are you showing up within yourself? Are you listening to alignment? Are you listening to God? Are you listening to higher self and going the way that you're meant to be guided, or are you not? Are you going against the flow? Think about what it means to go against the flow, right? When you're in the ocean and you're just lying on your back or you're swimming and you're with the flow, you're going faster, right? You're making up so much ground. It's easy. It's almost like the current is just taking you. So you're not exerting that much energy. What does it look like when the waves are rocky and you're trying to swim against the flow? It's hard. You're exerting energy. You may go under. That is the truth in our life. That is what it looks like to live in alignment, flow and ease, or disalignment, pain and struggle. The choice is ours at every moment. So, just to recap, it's beautiful when we know the truth and we speak the truth, and those are mantras over our life. But the truth is, you begin to see the flow by doing the work, meaning whatever you're speaking out of your mouth, it's time to actually do that work. That is the only way to step into alignment. That is the only way to step into the flow of life. That is the only way for you to achieve all that you're meant to achieve and be supported fully, be catapulted in that direction by the divine, by the greatest source of all. Let him take you. Be guided. Go gently. Go with grace. Be filled with just peace and joy through the whole journey of it all. Alignment would be the only way. Thank you for joining the conversation. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, and for engaging in and being a part of our platform. If you know anyone who can benefit from this conversation, please consider sharing it. I intend for you to live a life of just alignment and ease and flow and abundance. Give up the struggle. Give up the misalignment. There is an easier way, a more joyful, most purposeful, most fulfilling way. Align with your soul and let them take you. Let them take you. We don't need to fight. We don't need to struggle. We can be carried. Step in now. The mantras have been working. It's time to now do the work. You're ready for the next level. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again soon. Bye for now.